The Middle Belt area of Nigeria has been a point for rising crises from interreligious to intercommunal mistrust. In particular, Kaduna and Plateau states. That is why Plan International, Youth Peacebuilding Academy, Aid Foundation, and others organized the Middle Belt Peacebuilding Academy. Charles Ouz, Country Director, Plan International Nigeria, said, if Kaduna and Plateau State are successful in creating a peaceful atmosphere, the rapid effect goes to the other states, even the nation's capital.
So the project is about building an academy or setting up an academy for young people to imbibe peace-building skills, capacity, knowledge, and attitude, and be able to replicate it within their peer groups across Plateau State and Kaduna States. Question is, why Plateau and Kaduna State? Of course, if you know the slogan of Plateau State is a home of peace and world tourism. Kaduna State is also known historically as the cross or the center point of northern Nigeria or Middle Belt. Over the years, these two states have been cosmopolitan states that have accommodated people from all parts of Nigeria and have lived peacefully. In recent years, particularly in the last decade, these two states have suffered some of the worst form of communal and interreligious violence, in the last 2 decades. And that's a cause for concern. The stability of these two states is actually the stability of the entire Middle Belt region. And it is on that basis that Plan decided to intervene in these two states, because for our peace-building initiative in Nigeria, particularly looking at how it affects young girls and women, we felt that we should go to where the need is greatest, and the need is greatest in these two states. If Plateau State and Kaduna State are successful in creating a peaceful atmosphere, the ripple effect goes across the two states. It cuts across even Abuja, which is the FCT. It cuts across places like Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Taraba, and Gombe states. And of course, if the entire Middle Belt is actually safe, then we know that to a large extent we are going to enjoy a large form of peace and stability as far as peace building is concerned in most parts of Nigeria. The uniqueness of our project is that we are targeting young people. And they're not just targeting young people for the sake of it, but we are making them the drivers, the initiators of the peace-building initiative in such a way that they are not doing it for Plan, they are doing it for themselves. So these are people based in these communities. These are young people living in these communities, making a living in these communities, but at the same time, in their everyday lifestyle, are driving peace-building initiatives. I think that is what makes Plan unique. That's what makes this particular project unique. It's on that basis that I'm scoring the project as very high and successful. We are actually rounding up the second phase of this project. So it's gone through 2 cycles, and has lasted for plus or minus almost 4 years, Now we are coming to a phase where we have to end it for now. There are still consultations and discussions ongoing in terms of how we can possibly extend it, but there is nothing confirmed yet. Our agenda is not just to keep extending the project, and I said it in my speech. Our agenda was to use these few years not to solve the problem, but to test a model that can work. And that's what we've done. So if you look at the evaluation and the successes that have come up from this project, what we have done and we are showcasing to Nigeria is that there is a model that works. And that model is how you work with young people to instigate peace. That's what we are celebrating. So no matter how much money we get, we can keep extending this project to 2 years. But at the end of the day, the question is, what value are we bringing? The value we are bringing is that we have developed a model, we have tested it, it shows it works. We hope that it can be replicated and sustained by government and by other partners. Our role is not to continue doing this forever. Our role is to show successes and models that can be replicated in these 2 states and even across other parts of Nigeria. That's our intention. Our focus and our attention is on the girl child. And where we think that there's significant risk and exposure to the girl child to living peacefully, our intention will be to see how we can support peace building efforts in those states. It's possible that we may be replicating this in other states, but for now we want to popularize this. If we have a model that works, our agenda for now is to make it as popular as possible for as many people to adopt it and to use it in their everyday lifestyle. Then we can begin to think of even saying we want to replicate it in other states. But for now, we want to showcase the efficacy and the success of this kind of a model and see how it can be institutionalized. We want the peace building agencies to adopt it and see that young people become part and parcel of whatever peace building initiative that they support at state level. We want other agencies to not come and start from scratch again. It's a waste of resources and energy. And what I'm saying is actually a very bold statement. It doesn't matter if you give the credence to a plan. It doesn't matter. What matters most is that there's peace and stability in the state. So another agency can come and work with the same partners we work with the cohorts, with the young people, and continue it. It doesn't matter if you mention plan. That for us is our agenda, and that for us will be the biggest success that we can achieve from this project.
Emmanuel Bonnet of Aid Foundation assured that at the end of the project, 100 youths will be recruited, boys and girls, Muslim and Christian religion.
It's an initiative that was conceived by Plan International a little over 4 years ago. It started out in Kaduna, and then 2 years ago, Plan thought it wise to add Plateau State because of the repeated incidents of conflict that has been reoccurring in Plateau State. And it's actually focusing on young people. These young people have been taught different skills, and they are supposed to come up with initiatives that are peculiar to their communities to ensure that they also solve it. What we just do is to facilitate them and guide them towards ensuring that whatever intervention they are doing themselves is not causing any conflict, a new kind of conflict. So that's basically the concept of the initiative, and it has come to an end now. I think if we were to rate it based on their communities, I would say that they've done really well because they don't cover the entire local government. They cover their communities, their immediate communities. And the charge for them was we have equal number of 10 boys and girls, equal number of Christians and Muslims. And 10 people cannot necessarily do much in the community. So at the end of the project now, why I would say they have done well is that they've been able to recruit hundreds of other young people. The only downside is that they don't have the same kind of skills, but they've been able to imbibe a few things across these hundreds of young people within their community, and they've been able to also do different kinds of changes. One that I would really say makes a difference is you know that there are always reprisal attacks. If you hear one thing happening in Lagos or in India, communities in Kaduna will just pick it up, and you begin to see a lot of burning and all that. That in recent years has changed. Even when you hear one community has gone up in violent conflict, these particular communities don't respond because of the different skills that they have and trainings. So I really would applaud and say it has had a very good impact in the communities.
Timothy Dantong said the peace building is fully implemented when communities and people who are affected are given recognition.
You're asking somebody to live in peace and he feels his home has been taken away, his community has been taken away, and you are doing nothing about it. That means you are not really ready to make peace in those communities. And that is why the bill I'm coming up with, which is the Displaced Persons Service Commission, which is to establish a commission in Plateau State, which will be like the North Central Service Commission that is rebuilding the North Central part of this country. But in Plateau State, we have that which will be able to take care of communities that have been displaced. That will help in the process of peace building in the state. Yeah, there are issues that no matter how we do, in whichever situation, government will continue to be blamed for a lot of issues. But we must also commend them when they do good. Like I've talked about the land grabbing bill, anti-land grabbing. which the government actually came up with a bill, and the governor has ascended into law. And I want to believe that the bill I'm also coming up with, the state government will also see the need to ascend that to law. And we want to believe that in as much as the blame are more on government, that government will also wake up to its responsibility to ensure that they are able to do what is expected of them. I want to also applaud them for supporting the peace building agency that we have in the state.
Amina Ibrahim, GTV Africa.